please rise and any hats of high school student athletes by Charlie Gonzalez will be singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the gymnasium at Milford High School as Milford TV is happy to present coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. I am Tim Coet on the call, getting set for our first girls volleyball coverage of this 2016 fall sports season. The Lady Hawks off to a 1-1 start to their year, about set to get into their third match of the season, and it is a big one as Milford gets set to take on the visiting Franklin Lady Panthers of the Kelly Rex division. What a marquee matchup we have for you today. We were very fortunate to be in the Milford gym last year for this matchup. It ended up being a wild 5-set match that was tied up at 10 apiece going into that deciding 5th set. And Franklin was ultimately able to pull away for a 15-10 victory in that 5th set to take the match 3-2. But a very competitive game against two quality opponents that day. Both of these teams have undergone a little turnover since last season. Franklin in particular graduating a lot of their key seniors from last year. Of course, a lot of key seniors graduating from this Milford squad as well. But one huge check mark in Milford's favor this season, Linda Zacchilli back on the bench, retaking charge of this girls volleyball program. And she is excited about the talent she has around her for this season. And there is our first serve as Franklin serves it out to open the match. A nice dig on the other side by the Lady Panthers, and still alive. Franklin is ultimately able to get the kill for the first point. Franklin just one match under their belt so far this season. They are 1-0, a victory over North Attleboro last week. Nice dig in the back by Kyra Alves, the libero. The set in front by Franklin, a hard smash, but met on the other side by Kelly Reichert. Reichert can't keep it on the playing surface. And so the first 2 points of this one go to the Franklin Lady Panthers. Serving for Franklin, it is their sophomore, Lauren McGrath. And so 3 straight points now. So a hot service game out of Lauren McGrath to start this Hockomock League crossover match. McGrath getting a lot of attention in preseason rankings as one of the players to watch on this Lady Panther squad, but that time the serve goes too long. That will give Milford their first point, and it will allow them to serve the ball for the first time, and it will be Ali Zagami, who has led the Lady Hawks in aces so far this season. And right on cue, she gets an ace on her first serve today.
You guys watch first ball. Watch first ball. Let's go.
An upperclassman squad for Coach Zacchilli this year, all seniors and juniors on the varsity squad. As this serve from Zagami goes too long, so it will make it a 4-2 lead for Franklin. And the serve goes back on to the Lady Panthers side. Now serving is Erin Skidmore.
Come on, get us on track. Here we go. One pass.
A senior on this team, was part of that 5-set thriller here in Milford last year. Franklin still expecting to be competitive for a playoff spot this year. They were, of course, one of the top teams in the Kelly Rex last season.
Step up. Kind of rough.
The next serve from Skidmore is met on the back line by Alves. The set by Reichert. And now back over, the hard smash by Franklin, but Alves is there again. Now here's Reichert. And the ball's still in play. Franklin pushes it back over.
Right on it.
Allie Collins getting a hand on it. Now it's Reichert. And the point goes to Franklin. A good rally that time, but Franklin coming out of the gate strong, opening up a 6-2 lead. Still in the very early days of the fall sports season. Most teams with just a game or two at most. As that one just snuck its way over the net for Milford. Here comes Reichert again. Franklin tries for the block, but Milford gets the point, courtesy of the junior Kelly Reichert, who is emerging as one of the true stars in girls athletics for Milford right now, a multi-sport star. Serving on this volleyball team once again. She was on the varsity squad last year, and as everyone knows, we will see her again come springtime in her third season pitching for the softball team, as Franklin comes away with another point, opening up a 7-3 advantage. So in the early goings of this match, things going along a similar storyline to what we saw last year. Franklin was able to win the first set relatively easily. Milford trying to save that one off of the net. They could not do it. Again, it was Allie Collins, the senior captain, who tried to keep that one up in the air, but no one could get to it. And the 8th point on the Franklin side. Maddie Cusio with the serve. And that one beyond the sideline. Stephanie Shirelli getting a quick rest as Coach Zacchilli goes to her bench. When I had a chance to talk to Coach Zacchilli prior to the start of the season, she was very confident in the talent of this group. Said she felt she had 10 players that she would use in her starting rotation. Coming off of the biggest turnout for tryouts in girls volleyball history. All 3 levels of this varsity program are stacked at the varsity level, at JV, and at the freshman level. The serve from Zarangian. This one floated over. Reichert, a desperation move, but that went off into the crowd. A good crowd on hand for this game. A 9-5 lead for the Lady Panthers, still in this opening set. The sunshine still splashing through the windows as we are still technically in the waning days of summer. A point for Milford as that one was blasted square into the net. Cuts it to a 3-point lead, and now here is Reichert. Kelly Reichert last season blasting an ace that would have given Milford a 9-3 advantage in that deciding 5th set, but the referees inexplicably ruling the ball was out. We had, of course, the benefit of looking at the replays, which clearly showed the ball was in by a good several inches, and that ended up being the turning point in that 5th set, as Franklin was able to work their way back in and ultimately, again, earn that 5th set win and a win in the match. Milford cutting it to a 9-8 lead for Franklin. But Franklin able to stay out in front Of course, the first 4 sets played to 25 points. As Milford elects to let that one go, and wisely so. And another substitution. Out comes Jane Schuler. Juliana Tracy, the junior.
Juliana, you need to take the court from behind the 10.
The set for Franklin now, a hard smash too far over the end line. Kyra Alves on the serve, the junior. Good block for the Lady Hawks. That was Brianna Croto. And so for the first time in the match, Milford's able to jump out in front now 11-10. So the Lady Hawks now officially finding their groove. The next serve by Alves. Met on the back line by Maddie Cusio. And now Alves up to the front line, hard hit. But Franklin able to answer. That was Tracy who was able to send it over with authority, but Franklin able to keep it alive. The rally still ongoing, but Milford able to get the block. There's Tracy. Milford with a pair of 5'10" athletes at their disposal. Juliana Tracy is one of them. Jill Valenzola the other. That height very valuable up at the net. 12-10 now Milford. And that one works its way in. That ends that particular rally for the Lady Hawks and cuts it to a 12-11 margin.
All right, come on. Right now, one pass.
The Franklin bench staying on their feet as they take in this game from the sidelines. Milford, their bench players seated at the moment. As the serve comes in from Maggie Doyle. And a mishit there by Croto. All tied up now, so good action here right away in the first set. The next serve from Doyle, and Kelly Reichert pulls the arms down, lets that one quickly sail out of play, and it is 13-12 as more Scarlet Hawks substitutions come in. Ball handed off to Allie Collins. Collins, a very steady player for this squad. Just a bit too much on that serve. Right back to the Franklin side. Franklin was a playoff team last year. Lauren McGrath back on serve. Nice dig for Milford's Stephanie Shirelli. And that one well out of play, the point for the Lady Hawks. A final regular season record last year of 15-5 for the Lady Panthers, which awarded them their second Kelly Rex Division Championship in 5 years. They advanced to the Division I Central West quarterfinal, where their playoff run ultimately came to an end. A 15-13 Milford lead after that point. Good energy out on the floor for the Lady Hawks. Zagami on serve. A set and the attack by Lindsay McGowan. too far over that back line. Coach for Franklin, Kate Horsman, not happy after that last point was awarded to Milford. There's Collins to Shirelli, and now Juliana Tracy, but too much heat on the attack. And the serve now from Skidmore. Too long. Milford's complete volleyball coaching staff this season. Linda Zacchilli at the helm of the varsity program, with Matt Deanna serving as assistant coach. Amanda Mort heads up the JV program, and Dan Seaver brought on as first-year coach to take over the freshman program. Dan Seaver, of course, the younger brother of Paul Seaver, who is the head coach of the boys basketball program. Timeout is called on the court as Milford opens up an 18-14 lead. Looking good in this opening set. More to come between Milford and Franklin next here on Milford TV. Earl Wilson pumping up the crowd during that timeout. The gym is always a little bit more lively when Earl is in the building. Milford serve out of the timeout. And that went into the net. That was Jane Schuler on the serve. Kelly Reichert able to dig it out. Now the attack. Franklin answers. Now Reichert again. And the Milford block, but out of bounds. Coach Zacchilli getting a lot of preseason work in for her team, a lot of scrimmages and non-conference activity before the official start of the season. She wanted her team to be prepared. She said the more game action she could get her players before the season started for real, the better. As Shirelli will get a quick seat on the bench. Zarangian on serve. Looking to deliver Milford their 20th point of the match as a hush falls over the crowd. And the referee now gives the all clear. And the serve too long for Zarangian. Just 2 points separating this team now. These two teams, I should say. Lizzie Boynton on the serve now for the Panthers. A little misdirection that time for Milford, but Franklin was able to sniff it out. Now Reichert sending it back. She gets it. Is able to flip it back over the net. Franklin now on the attack. And then just able to flip that one over the net. Franklin, a nice move. Just dumping that one in and getting the point. 19-18 now. We've already seen our fair share of momentum shifts in this first set. The set for Reichert, and that one deflects off into the crowd, off of a member of the Lady Panthers, giving Milford their 20th point. And now Reichert back behind the line, getting ready to serve. Blocked out in front by Valenzola. 20-19 now. Serve goes now to Riley Marino. And that one just in. Tough to see that far sideline from our position, but that one just staying inside the line. Milford 4 points away from taking this opening set. They now have Kyra Alves on serve. Good dig by Franklin. And Alves, good effort, but she could not dig it out on the other end. 21-20, this one going right down to the wire. There's Maggie Doyle. She sends it too long. Milford up by 2 as they put the ball in Collins' hands. Good communication on the back line. This one dumped over. Collins up front now. And that deflects off a Panther hand and out. And we'll see a timeout called. Timeout on the Franklin side. So that pauses the action with the score 23-20. Again, Milford closing in perhaps on an opening set win in this match against the Franklin Lady Panthers. More to come next on Milford TV. Good back and forth action in this first set. Collins still on serve out of the timeout. And this one blasted out of bounds from the back line of Franklin. And we have set point coming up now for the Lady Hawks. Collins looking to seal the deal. And a little too amped up on that serve was Collins. She sent it long. Quick substitution now, pair of substitutions, I should say, on the Franklin side, as Lauren McGrath gets ready to serve it. McGrath ready. Alves with the dig. That one floated over by Milford. Franklin answers. They send it deep. Alves, Collins. And that one into the net off of Ali Zagami. And now Coach Zacchilli will call the timeout. It looked like Milford was on the verge of locking up this first set, but Franklin again answers. 2 points separating these two teams. Once again, 24-22 with Milford in front on coverage of Milford Girls Volleyball on Milford TV. Set to resume action. McGrath on the serve. Hard right-handed hit over the net. Franklin keeps it in the air. Collins gets the fingertips on it. Alves sets. And that time some miscommunication between Reichert and Collins. And things uncomfortably close now. 24-23. McGrath continuing the serve. And she gets the ace. And it's all tied up at 24. So now we will go beyond that 25-point threshold, needing to win the match by 2. And now dangerous territory for Milford as Alves sends that one all the way over and out to give Franklin a 25-24 lead. So how about that? Milford with the 4-point advantage, a chance to close out the first set. But Franklin has answered back in a big way with 5 unanswered points. And so now 25-24, it will be Franklin now with the chance to serve for the set after this timeout. So we've already seen it time and time again in just this first set alone, the adjustments. You can see the quality of coaching for these two teams as each coach continues to make those adjustments to what the other is putting out there on the floor. And so now here we are, 25-24 Franklin. The ball back to Lauren McGrath. Milford hoping to even it up. Franklin hoping to take a 1-0 lead. The serve in the air. Alves able to get to it. Collins the set. Again, a little miscommunication. Milford able to get it over. Franklin a nice save. And now a good dig. The block on the Milford side. And Shirelli keeps Milford alive with a nice block. (25-25). The Milford fans enjoying it. Now here's Ali Zagami. And the kill for Franklin. They go back on top, 26-25. And their second set point. This time Aaron Skidmore on the serve. Alves digs it. Collins keeps it alive. Shirelli again gets it over. And now the block by Tracy. Milford living dangerously now. They even it up again. Now 26-all as we go deep in this first set. Tracy now heads to the bench. Jane Schuler on serve. And that one into the net. Franklin able to save it, but they blasted over the back line, giving Milford a 27-26 lead. And now the second set point for the Lady Hawks. Can Schuler finish this first set off? And the serve too long. If this first set is any indication of what's to come in the rest of this match, we should be in for a long, intense battle. Collins to Shirelli. Collins digs it out again. From the back line, back to Collins. Now Reichert floats it all the way to the back line. Good long rally for both of these teams. Here's Reichert. And that stays in for a point for Milford. The longest rally of the game, and Milford's able to emerge with the point. And for the third time, Milford will serve for the set. Zarangian just keeps it in. That was close. Franklin, I should say, thought it was long, but ruled a point for Milford. And so the Lady Hawks indeed take this first set, 29-27. So a very entertaining first set of play, and Milford able to make the statement, emerging with that first set victory. So the two teams will switch sides. We will step aside ever so briefly, and we'll be back with the second set in this matchup between Milford and Franklin next here on Milford TV. This crowd loving what they saw in the opening set. A 29-27 thriller. Milford able to edge out Franklin, taking a 1-0 lead. And so Milford now serving from right to left across the gym floor, at least from our perspective here, set up just behind the scorer's table. A little bit of a pause in the action here before we get started. Both teams out there on the floor. The officials, the two-man officiating crew, making sure everything is situated, checking, it looks like the uniform numbers out there on the floor for Franklin. Going over the positioning of these Franklin players. Again, Franklin 1-0 overall on the season coming into the match today. Milford a 1-1 record. Milford opened up their season here in their home gym against Nipmuc back on September 7th, that was last week, and claimed a relatively easy 3-0 victory. And then on September 8th, Milford went up against one of the powerhouse teams in the Hockomock League, and really in all the state for that matter, the King Philip Lady Warriors. And it was a very entertaining 5-set match. Milford was able to win the opening set, the opening 2 sets. And then in a close end to the match, King Philip was able to sweep sets 3, 4, and 5 to claim the victory. But a good learning experience for the Lady Scarlet Hawks early on in the season. Back to live action now as this second set is officially underway. Milford getting that opening point. Collins on serve, that one too long. It is the dark green lines on the gym floor that mark the dimensions of the volleyball playing surface. Skidmore serves it out. Alves to Collins. Flipped over the net by Tracy. Now the hard smash, and she gets the kill. Juliana Tracy makes this Milford gym her home in the fall and winter sports seasons, as she not only serves on the varsity squad for this volleyball team, but will also no doubt be a returning member of the Lady Hawks basketball team. That one floated over by Lindsay McGowan of Franklin. Now Reichert. That one almost skipping off of the gym roof, just staying in play. And now it's Shirelli who gets the kill. Milford up 3-1 early. A lot of excitement in the gym. Good enthusiasm for this volleyball team. Everyone, of course, thrilled to have Coach Zacchilli back leading this program after, I believe it has been 3 varsity coaches in the previous 4 seasons for Milford, if I do my math correctly. Of course, all you have to do is look towards the wall of championship banners here in the gym to know just how impactful Coach Zacchilli can be with this program. There's Zagami. And Tracy couldn't get it up and over that time. Gives Franklin their second point in this second set. Maddie Cusio, the Franklin libero, with the serve. So much power off the hand of Kelly Reichert. Shirelli. Shirelli has been a major factor in this match through these first 2 sets. Shirelli in her senior season, listed at 5'8". Good work up front. A 6-2 lead for the Lady Hawks now as Zarangian serves. Now Collins, good communication in the front for Milford as again Shirelli gets the kill. Now Schuler from the back line. Reichert, and off the hands of Ellie Wisniewski. Milford gets the point. And a timeout called on the floor. Milford opening up an 8-2 lead early on in the second set. We will take the break. Back with more next. Coverage of Milford High School athletics on Milford TV. Back to action out of the timeout. Milford on a roll here early on. See if Franklin can yet again make the adjustments. As Milford sends the attacking shot too long. And the serve now will go to Lizzie Boynton, part of the class of 2018. Collins trying to just flip it up and over that front line. So no point on that last shot. Errors on both sides. As that serve is blasted square into the net. And that will go as a point for Milford. So the Lady Hawks back on serve. It goes to Lauren Zarangian. Zarangian to the back line. And that one just on that back line. A good kill that time for Franklin. As Wisniewski heads to the bench. Serve for Riley Marino. Now Reichert off the hands of the front line. Franklin keeps it alive. All the way back to Schuler, but Schuler misfires. Frustrated with herself a bit. And so Franklin starting to creep close once again. 9-5. Zagami the first to get to that one. Too hard on the hit from Valenzola. The point was awarded to Milford, so check that. Lady Hawks back on serve, up by 5. And the kill for Ali Zagami. Zagami was your team leader in kills coming into this match with 16. Edging out Reichert with 14, and Brianna Croto with 11. Milford letting that one go, earning their 12th point in the process. The Franklin bench just off to our left, trying to will their starting players back on. It's Reichert on serve. It was a good athletic play by Riley Marino to save that one on the near sideline, but sent out of bounds. And Milford keeps on rolling. And that one just up and over. Valenzola misjudging that one. 13-6 now, Milford leads it. Now Doyle on serve. Good block for the Lady Panthers. That one too far and out. 13-7 now the score. Service game continues for Doyle. Hits it too short that time. A 7-point advantage for Milford. Alves back into the game. She will serve. That one floated right to net. See the timing just a hair off at the net that time for Milford. Made the difference. (14-8) the score, and right now a brief delay in the action as one of the officials comes over. There was a group of children sitting right in front of the doorway into the gym, but a little bit too close to the court, pushing them back a few feet. And now we can resume. Lauren McGrath. Alves with the bump. Zagami gets it over. And that too long from Cusio. Milford doing what they need to do to maintain a lead in this second set, looking to take a commanding lead in the match. Still a ways to go, though. As Sarangian will get a rest. Very warm here in the Milford gym this afternoon. Franklin trying to deke Milford on that fake shot. Milford did not fall for it, as the ball goes careening into the water bottles on the sideline for Franklin. Point for the Lady Hawks, 16-8 the score. And a serve for Allie Collins into the net. Wisniewski back into the game, replacing Marino. And meanwhile, Erin Skidmore will once again serve. Bit of an awkward set for Reichert, and then whiffing on the attack was Shirelli. Cuts the Milford lead to 6 points. Reichert more sure-handed that time. She will float it over. This rally staying alive. Now Zagami, and she gets the kill. Coach Zacchilli happy with what she saw on that last rally, taking a few steps onto the court, having some quick words. Now play resumes with Milford up 17-10. We can make it 18 now. And timeout on the floor. Milford 18, Franklin 10. Milford hoping to take a 2-0 advantage in this matchup with their Kelly Rex rival, the Franklin Lady Panthers. More to come next on Milford TV. Tim Coet back with you on the call for Scarlet Hawks Athletics. Our first coverage of the fall sports season for the girls volleyball team. The girls playing well here early on, as Milford gets their 19th point of the second set. And Zagami now back on serve. And Franklin whiffing. That was number 12, Erin Skidmore. She could not make contact. A 10-point advantage for Milford, 5 points away from taking the second set. Again, Milford able to take it. Zagami on a roll. To the back line for Cusio. The block in front by Reichert. And a double hit that time for Franklin. (22 to 10). And that one blasted to the scorer's table. Narrowly missing Carly Gonzalez, helping out with scoring duties tonight. Of course, another terrific performance of the national anthem. We heard her perform it on Friday night for the football team, and now again today for the volleyball team. As that one drops in for another Milford point. They are cruising through the second set, as they will have a chance to serve for a 2-0 lead. Zagami looking to end it right here. Dug out nicely by Franklin. And that time Franklin is able to get the point. Violation by Kelly Reichert. So it keeps the Panthers alive. It breaks up that long service game for Ali Zagami. Now here's Reichert. Could not keep it in. (24-12). Franklin hoping for a desperation comeback here in the second set. Here's Shirelli. But Franklin able to get the block. Coach Zacchilli now up from her perch on the bench, making sure her team stays locked in here. Cusio continuing the serve. Good hard hit from Juliana Tracy. But Franklin gets it back over Zagami. Now Reichert. Cusio keeps it alive. Nice dig by Collins. Here's Reichert again. Nice move by Franklin to keep this rally alive. A double hit for Milford. And now it is Franklin on a roll, not quite done yet here in the second set. Milford continues to be just 1 point away. Alves calmly sets it, but Milford can't keep it in play. 24-15. Alves, a nice dig. And that one floated in for Reichert. She took something off that attack. She gets the kill and delivers the second set for Milford. Franklin made it a little interesting there in the end. But Milford able to win it 25-15, and they take a commanding 2-0 lead over Franklin. They will have a chance to sweep this match if they can take care of business in set number 3, which we will have for you right after this quick break. Again, coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics right here on Milford TV. A hot, steamy environment here in the Milford gym on this late afternoon. A tough matchup between Milford and Franklin, but it is Milford who has been able to get the best of the Lady Panthers in the first 2 sets. Hoping for the sweep. Franklin with other ideas. They did start to deliver a nice comeback in that second set that fell short. And of course, an extremely competitive opening set that Milford was able to outlast Franklin in 29-27, then the 25-15 win in the second set just moments ago, and now Franklin opening up set number 3 with a pair of points. Nice move from Collins. Shirelli lifts it up and over. And Kelly Reichert can't control it. And so right now the Lady Panthers have come out firing. The first 3 points. All on the service game of Lauren McGrath. Alves gets to that one. The point goes to Franklin, and right now everything going the Lady Panthers' way. McGrath continuing. A set by Collins. Milford gets it over this time cleanly. And that one out. So after 4 straight points off the serve of McGrath, Milford able to finally put an end to it. And now here is Ali Zagami. Very effective in that second set on serve. That one lifted over by Lindsay McGowan, and now good effort by Riley Marino on the back line for Franklin, but she could not dig it out. Zagami, Alves, Collins, Shirelli, Reichert, and Tracy out on the floor right now for the Lady Hawks. There's Collins setting it up for Kelly Reichert, but she sends it into the net. And a 5-2 lead now for Franklin. Milford has not yet played a Davenport Division opponent on the young season. As Reichert floats that one over. Milford trying for the block. Collins and Shirelli both going up for it. Milford won't see their first Davenport opponent until the 19th of September when they take on Stoughton. That is 2 matches from now. An early 7-2 lead for Franklin, and Coach Zacchilli has seen enough. She wants to talk things over. Milford up 2-0, but Franklin taking the early lead in this third set. Coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics, brought to you right here on Milford TV. The Milford fans and Franklin fans battling it out in the stands during that timeout. Cheers going back and forth. A serve from Skidmore. Here's Reichert. Reichert gets the kill. It's a good execution out of the timeout. And now Juliana Tracy to the bench. Kyra Alves to the bench, and Jane Schuler will head out for the serve. There's Collins again to Reichert. Reichert focused back in, getting a couple of kills here in a row, cutting it to a 7-4 lead for Franklin. And now a little too much on that attacking shot for the Lady Panthers, and that big lead now down to 2. Schuler continues on the serve. Going down to get that one was Lauren Lockhart. Collins, a bit of a smile. She tried to rescue that one from the net, could not do it. And now Megan McGuire will get the serve. We're seeing a bit of different personnel utilized out of Franklin here in the third set. That one just beyond the line. That was close. A 9-5 lead for Franklin, as that one was lofted too far over the back line. And out comes Zarangian and Kate Lobiser. Lobiser served on the JV squad last season, now full-time up on the JV, up on the varsity, excuse me. Two officials now talking things over before we see our next serve. Again, 9-6, Franklin leading it. Franklin has led this third set all the way so far. A little bit too much sunshine splashing in from the doors leading into the gym. The Milford bench players going over to close them. And now everybody's set to go. Zarangian serve, not a good one that time. Not sure what happened herself. Just hitting it awkwardly off of the right hand. Back up to a 4-point advantage for the Lady Panthers as the serve goes to Lizzie Boynton. Met by Zagami. Sent over by Valenzola. Point goes to Milford.
Is it good?
Milford hoping they can come back and take this third set and finish off what would be their second 3-set sweep in their first 3 contests on the year. Double hit by Milford gives the point to the Lady Panthers, 11-7. Marino back out from the bench to serve. A lot of communication from the Milford bench now. Here's Zagami. another Franklin point. And another double touch for the Lady Hawks. So this third set now going for Franklin the way the second set went for Milford. There's Lobiser to the back line. A little bit of indecision there by Zagami. Couldn't quite decide whether to let it go or play it. End result, a point for Franklin. Now a 6-point advantage. Here's Lobiser, too strong. But the violation, that one going against Maddie Cusio of Franklin, so Milford gets the point. And Alves back out now. She will serve. Coach Zacchilli constantly communicating with her bench players as Milford gets the point. Milford down by 4. Milford can't get the block, and again now Coach Zacchilli will come out. She calls the timeout. Wants to get her squad refocused in once again as they trail, Milford trails Franklin 14-9 in the third set. Milford up 2-0. We will be back next on Milford TV. Milford with 2 timeouts remaining in this third set. As we now resume activity. Cusio on the serve, dug out by Alves. As that one was shuffled over by Zarangian, Milford eventually gets the point. Collins and Shirelli back out on the floor. Coach Zacchilli keeping her personnel fresh. Collins with the serve. Franklin trying to flip that one over, but they mistimed it. And now the lead for Franklin shrinks down to 14-11. Collins to the back line, sent straight up in the air. Cusio muscles it over. Collins sets it for Zagami, and that one too hot to handle. Zagami gets the kill. Milford down now by just 2. Collins again to that back line and flipped over. That kept Milford off balance. A nice play from the front line of Franklin. Pushes Franklin to 15 points, 15-12. A much more competitive set here in the third. A double touch for Milford. Lauren McGrath serving. Alves with the bump, Collins with the set, flipped over by Tracy. Collins with the nice effort, but that one redirected out. Milford has continued to narrow the gap in this set, but they haven't been able to come all the way back. Now trailing 17-12. Alves with the dig. Collins to Zagami. Now Alves to the front line to Collins, and Shirelli gets the kill. (17-13). Another deke from the front line for Franklin. But Milford keeps it going. They keep it alive. But Franklin gets the point. Nice attempt by Milford. You can continue to see, though, very positive body language out of this Milford team. A lot of confidence. There's just a different feel to this team this year than what we saw at times last season. Milford now down 18-13. Sagami sends it over softly. Good block in front by Milford, but Franklin keeps it alive. And that one doesn't make it over the net. And Milford now getting into dangerous territory, trailing 19-13. Franklin hoping to push this to a fourth set. Skidmore too strong on the serve. And again, we'll see Schuler and Lobus are back out on the floor. Tracy and Alves to the bench. Schuler to serve. Sends it deep. Collins digs it out. But Franklin with the point. A 6-point advantage for the visitors. Megan McGuire serves it out. And that one out over the sideline. Good reaction from the Franklin front line to keep that alive temporarily. 2015. The senior Lauren Zarangian. Hard attacking shot. Franklin gets their 21st point of this third set. A good response here in the third from Franklin. Now seeing if they can finish it off and send us to the fourth. Just 3 points away. Boynton serves it out. And Schuler can't control it on the back line now, 23-15. The Milford bench not giving up on this set, cheering on their teammates out on the floor. Franklin keeps it alive. They float it over the net. Reichert sends it right back. Now Zagami, Schuler, and then a nice diving attempt. Zarangian keeps it going, and now that shot sent long. Great effort, Lauren Zarangian, to keep that one going. And Milford gets rewarded with the point. 23-16. Reichert on the serve. There's Zarangian again to Zagami. That one played off of the net. Tough bump from Valenzola, and now Valenzola sends it off into the Franklin bench. And that brings up set point for Franklin, up 24-16. Marino now. There's Zagami. And the point goes to Milford. So Milford down 24-17. See what they can do with Alves on serve. Nice dig by Cusio of Franklin. Milford able to block it.
Just front her, like face her.
Floated over by Franklin. Tracy sending it back. Now Alves with the dig. Zarangian. Zagami gets it over. A good rally forming. Zagami, good communication. Now set up, deflected. Can Reichert get it back over? She sends it to the back line. Good communication now on the Franklin side. And Milford ends up with the point off of the double touch by Franklin. Very impressive play on both sides of the net on that rally. 24-19. Very nice dig. Zagami tries to flip it over, but the block from Franklin. And Milford awarded the point. And now Franklin calls the timeout. So the violation up front gives Milford the point. It's now 24-20. So Milford not done quite yet in this third set. They still trail it by 4. It is still set point on the Franklin side as the two teams talk it over in timeout. As Milford TV brings you this coverage of Milford High School girls volleyball. Kyra Alves back on serve out of the timeout. And she keep it going in this third set. Reichert to Zagami, she gets it over. Now the hard smash, but it's over the back line. And the point to Milford, 24-21. Alves ready to keep it going. And Milford can't dig it out that time. Zarangian, it goes off of her hands, and that will deliver the third set to the Franklin Lady Panthers. Milford turning it on a little bit too late in the set. With their backs up against the wall, they were able to create a couple of points in succession, bringing it to 25-20, or 24-21, I should say, but Franklin ultimately able to win it by that margin of 25-21. It forces us on to a fourth set, and we will bring you that fourth set when we come back next on coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics right here on Milford TV. We welcome you back inside the gymnasium here at Milford High School once again, about to begin set number 4 between Milford and Franklin. This girls volleyball matchup of Hockomock League foes brought to you on Milford TV. Milford with the 2-1 lead. And the last 2 sets, it's been the team who was able to get out to an early lead. They were able to go on and win the set, so who can take control early in set 4. Franklin gets the first point. Franklin sends it to Alves, who calmly answers. Collins digs it out. And Tracy trying for the block, but mistimed the jump. And so the first 2 points of the set belong to Franklin.
Rotate the ball.
Skidmore's next serve. It's dug out by Zagami. Hard hit by Tracy, but Franklin with the block. Milford keeps it going. Now Milford tries for the block. Hard hit to the back line, but too far and out. And there's Milford's first point of this set. Ali Zagami now the first Milford serve of this set, but she delivers it into the net. Zagami's been very steady on serve so far today, but not that time, and it allows Franklin to take an early 3-1 advantage. Serve goes to Megan McGuire. And Milford able to get the kill. Milford currently tied for 4th place in the Davenport Division standings with Foxborough, but again, very early in the season. Canton in 1st place right now with an overall record of 2-0. Sharon with an overall record of 1-0. Stoughton also with a 1-0 record. Foxborough 0-1, Milford 1-1, and North Attleboro 0-1. Floated over by Franklin, a nice dive. Now Reichert blasts it over, gets the kill. And Milford ties it up as that deflected off of a Franklin hand, tied at 3. Milford trailed the whole way in that 3rd set. They were never even able to even the score. But they even it here early on at 3. Milford with the point. There's a low bump. Franklin tried to save it, but they couldn't. Now another serve for Alves. That one just sneaks over the net. Off the antenna, point for Milford. Pushes them in front 5-3. Kyra Alves very calm and confident on the serve. Point goes to Milford after the double hit. And a quick 6-3 lead. Deep breath for Alves. She delivers another serve. And Alves able to pull the arms down, could sense that one was going out. Indeed it did. And now a sense of urgency on the Franklin side. See Lindsay McGowan out there trying to rally the troops. Nice dig by Maddie Cusio. Now going back to get that one. She's able to send it up and over. Shirelli sends it over for Milford. They set it up right in front of the net for Franklin and delivered right on the line on that far side for the point. Breaks up a very good string for Kyra Alves on serve. Now Lizzie Boynton. Shirelli going a long way to save that one. But ultimately, Franklin gets the point. 7-5 now as the Panthers close the gap. Now set up in front, back to Alves. And now back to Reichert, and that deflects all the way out into the crowd. Coach Zacchilli changing out personnel before we continue. Sarangi in the serve with Milford up by 3, and Aaron Skidmore trying for the bump. That one delivered out of play, and a little lack of focus out of the Franklin bench. The girls gathered all the way down on the far end of the bench. Coach Horsman was trying to get a substitution in. Players not quick to react, but everyone out there now that Coach Horsman wants out there as Franklin is able to get the kill. And this one's staying very close. A 9-6 Milford advantage as Riley Marino collects the ball. Franklin now sets it. Wisely, Lauren Zarengian letting that one go. You can see that serve a bit awkward that time for Franklin. The toss a little further back than Franklin had intended. They were able to get it over, but Milford ultimately gets the point. 10-6 lead now for the Lady Hawks. Zagami gets the kill. Nicely positioned. Sending that one down right in between two defenders. And a timeout now called on the Franklin side. Milford with a 2-1 advantage. They lead this fourth set 11-6. More to come here in the home gym for the Milford Scarlet Hawks as we bring you coverage of this fall sports season on Milford TV. Back from the timeout, here is Kelly Reichert on serve. And that one deflected out. Right over towards our broadcast position. Very close to the action here. As Milford takes a 12-6 lead. Another serve from Reichert. And that one's stuffed by Jill Valenzola. Franklin does keep it alive. Now Valenzola softly dishes it. Alves dives for it. Both teams working hard to keep this one alive, and a hard-earned point for Franklin. Alves in particular rushing all the way over to the far sideline, keeping that rally going for a few hits longer, but Franklin ultimately gets the point. 12-7 now. And now that one skips over the net. And now there's Kate Lobiser. She gets the kill. And a 13-7 Milford lead now. Valenzola to serve. Could not clear the net. And Jill now will take a seat on the bench. The dangerous Lauren McGrath on serve for the Panthers. Met on the back line by Kelly Reichert. Alves the first to get to this one. Now Zagami, nice dig. And somehow Franklin able to get that one back over the net. Now here's Zagami. That one off the roof, but still in play. Lobiser sets it up for Alves. She gets it over again. The rally continues at the front of the net. And the timing just a bit off in the front for Franklin, and Milford gets the point. We have seen several of those extended rallies. That one, all kinds of trick shots. We saw some kind of underhand desperation hit right at the front of the net for Franklin that somehow cleared. And the ball played off of the basketball hoops that are folded up all the way to the ceiling. As Milford continues to roll with Allie Collins on serve, up now 15-8. From the back, Cusio sends it up and over. Reichert, the bump, the set. And Tracy sends it over. Reichert, nice dig. That one might have gone out. Franklin elected to play it. Now Collins sets it for Zagami. Point for Milford. Franklin tried for the block. It ended up going behind McGuire after she played it. And a 16-8 lead for the Lady Scarlet Hawks as another timeout is called on the court. We'll take the timeout as well, with much more to come right after this on Milford TV. A win in this set for Milford will give them the match. Up by 8 points in this fourth set. There's Zagami, but that one far past the back line. Emotions high on both sides. Franklin and Milford, such a good rivalry across sports. Despite this being a Hockomock League crossover match, anytime these two schools get together, it's a healthy rivalry. Obviously, proximity plays a big factor into it. These towns so close together. Skidmore with the serve. Shirelli, a nice kill. Brings it back to a 7-point Milford advantage. And now the 5'7" senior, Allie Zagami, back on serve. A tough hit by Cusio, the libero, and Franklin could not save it. Milford with the 18-10 advantage. And that one just barely dug out by Cusio. And now deflected in front. Another point for Milford. And a substitution for Coach Horsman and Franklin. Ellie Wisniewski into the game, replacing Lauren Lockhart. Meanwhile, another serve on the way from Zagami. Milford lets that one go and just out. Some oohs from the Franklin fans in attendance. They had a good view of that one. Just a few feet away. 20-10. Very nice block in front. As Tracy and Shirelli teaming up. And Milford 4 points away from a match victory. Cuzio delivers it over. Collins, the set. And the kill by Juliana Tracy. The points just keep on rolling on this serve for Zagami. Now Collins. Shirelli quickly dumps it over. Franklin able to adjust. Now here's Reichert. Up to the net. Franklin able to get it over, and that one falls. And you could see the frustration from Franklin. Lack of communication. Cuzio trying to get everyone on the same page on the Franklin side. Meanwhile, a 23-10 lead now for Milford. As Cuzio digs that one out to the back line for Alves. Reichert sets it. Collins floats it over. A diving attempt. Zagami keeps it going, and Milford gets the kill. And a 24-10 lead, a match point coming up now for the Lady Hawks. The Milford fans getting loud. The serve from Zagami. Dug out by Zagami. Now here's Reichert. Blasts that one over, but Franklin absorbs it. And that one just floated over. Shirelli with the double hit. And that breaks up just a terrific run on the service game for Zagami. Milford nearly riding that right to a match victory. But the celebration on hold for now as the serve goes to the Franklin side. Megan McGuire trying to keep the hopes alive. Collins trying to drift that one just over the net, couldn't do it. And a 24-12 score now. Just sneaking over the net. And now Franklin trying to go on a run as Milford gets called for the double hit. One more point for the Lady Hawks, and this match will come to an end. Set up for Reichert, and there it is. Reichert gets the final kill of the match. A 25-13 win here in set number 4. And that will end it. A quality performance against a quality opponent for the Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks, and they walk away with the victory 3-1 over the Franklin Lady Panthers. Terrific work today, and the celebration is on now on the Milford side. They improve now to 2-1 overall on the season. Franklin now falls to the 500 mark at 1-1. So that will wrap up our coverage today. A win for the Lady Scarlet Hawks, and a big thank you to our crew on hand for our Milford TV coverage this afternoon. Our technical director, Rob O'Keefe, and our camera operators, Malcolm Zale, and a couple of Milford High School students, Alexa Scherns and Destiny Sheehan, helping us out on the coverage tonight, manning the cameras. We thank them for their help. And I am Tim Coet. Your final score one final time this afternoon. Milford defeats Franklin by a final score of 3-1. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics on Milford TV. So long, everybody.